Good evening, I'm Taylor Thomas with a CTV News update. Prince George's County Council Chair Tom Dornoga has introduced a controversial resolution to limit the number of residential building permits for 2024. His measure, if approved, would limit permits to 2,800, of which 2,100 would have to be located inside the Beltway, I-95 or 495. Dornoga says developers are not building in areas where housing is most needed. Opponents say his plan would hurt families and the region.
Well, we think it has the potential for people buying homes to make it more difficult and expensive to find what they're looking for. For builders, it's obviously not helpful because, as I said, it's not going to do anything to make it easier or more attractive to build closer in. And I think for the region, it really threatens to aggravate the affordability problem that has led governments, private sector, pretty much everybody who's looking at this issue agrees that we ought to be looking for ways to build more housing, not ways to erect new barriers to the housing that we need.
A date to vote on the measure has not been set. The legislation has the support of 4 other council members. It would need 6 more to make it official. As we reported yesterday, 4 law firms have filed 6 lawsuits against Maryland on behalf of more than 50 survivors under the Child Victims Act of 2023. They allege that for decades, the state systematically allowed the sexual, physical, mental, and emotional abuse of hundreds of children in its juvenile detention centers, including the Baltimore City Juvenile Justice Center. Lawyer Joel Rhine spoke with CTV News about the abuse one of his clients suffered. A warning here to our audience, some of the interview is graphic in nature.
We talk to them, it is horrific. The stories are horrific. And the thing that really resonates with me is what they remember. For example, there was one child or one man that always talks about how he was raped over 50 times. And there was this one dark room in the back which had a cold steel door. That's what he remembers, looking up at that cold steel door while he was raped. It's horrific.
For more information on the lawsuits, visit MarylandAbuseAttorneys.com. Adnan Syed was back in court today. Oral arguments were heard in an Annapolis courtroom for the Maryland man who was once convicted of killing his former girlfriend and high school classmate, Heyman Lee. Syed, who maintains his innocence, spent 23 years behind bars for Lee's death, but the conviction was overturned last year and he was released from prison. Erica Sutter is Syed's attorney.
Your Honor, again, I think it's as the rights are implemented. And I also think that with regard to Article 47, there's also the caveat in there that the victim's lawyers may, or rather the victim does not have the right to seek a stay in a criminal proceeding. And I think that that caveat recognizes that there are circumstances in which a victim's rights may be, mooted by other circumstances. So, for example, in the bail context, a victim has the right to be notified and to attend a bail hearing.
The High Court is expected to render a decision this fall. Maryland's public school system has a new leader. Last night, the State Board of Education voted unanimously to approve Carrie Wright to serve as the interim superintendent. Wright comes to Maryland after serving decades as state superintendent of education in Mississippi. She'll take the office on October 28th and serve until the end of June of 2024. The current superintendent, Chad Hurry, resigns tomorrow to take a position with the state school board, that is. The board will work with a private firm to recruit a replacement who will start in July. The Maryland State Department of Education has updated its income eligibility guideline for school meals. The guidelines, known as IEGs, provide free and reduced price meals to students. Officials say revisions of the guidelines happen every year due to the Consumer Price Index. A student coming from a family of 4 making less than $39,000 would qualify for free meals. If a family of 4's income falls between $39,000 and $55,500, that student would qualify for reduced school meals. Many parents use the 529 prepaid college savings plan to save up for their children's higher education. Representative Jamie Raskins is asking the IRS to not put a hefty tax penalty on those accounts. This comes after Maryland State Treasurer said his office would retroactively apply a 6% earnings rate to prepaid accounts that had been frozen for more than a year. The 529 agency says a calculation error incorrectly inflated balances. Account holders say the tax penalties harms families with multiple prepaid plans if they want to roll over some of or all of those accounts. You're watching CTV News. I'm Taylor Thomas. Medicaid coverage will now be accessible to more residents. That story and more after the break.
I would tell all the hotties, it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to open up. It's okay to be honest about how you're feeling. But the people who are meant to listen, they'll be with you for life. And those are the people you need to care about. Those are the people you need to open up to. Those are the people that you need to allow to open up to you. We love each other, hotties, so definitely keep reaching out to your friends and check on each other and love on each other, because that's what we about, love.
Welcome back. 30 people suffered minor injuries after a University of Maryland bus crashed into a light pole on Wednesday. It happened around 10:20 a.m. on Baltimore Avenue near the off-ramp to University Boulevard. Officials say 56 people were on the bus, out of which 30 were taken to the hospital. There's no word on what might have caused the crash. A District Heights man is behind bars for allegedly killing a toddler who was in his care. This is the suspect, 38-year-old Kevin Robinson. Police were called to an apartment in the 2100 block of County Road in District Heights on May 27th. That's where they found 2-year-old Nichelle Pettis unresponsive. She was pronounced dead at the scene. Last Friday, the medical examiner ruled her death a homicide and said the little girl's death was caused by traumatic head injuries. Robinson, who is in a relationship with the girl's mother, had sole care and custody when the fatal injuries occurred. The suspect was arrested on Tuesday and faces second-degree murder and child abuse. Police have released the identity of the man killed in a double shooting in Oxon Hill earlier this week. He is 41-year-old Derek Graham of Oxon Hill. It happened in the 800 block of Irvington Street just before midnight Tuesday. That's where investigators found Graham and another man suffering from gunshot wounds. Graham was pronounced dead at the scene. The other male is hospitalized with life-threatening injuries. Anyone who may have information about the case is urged to contact police. Well, for many adults, seeing a dentist is a luxury. They often go without any care for months or even years. Medicaid, the federal aid state health insurance program for low-income residents, requires that states provide dental coverage for kids, but not adults. Now, Maryland and 6 other states are expanding Medicaid to include adults who are 21 and older. Access still remains difficult in those states, as many dentists refuse to treat Medicaid patients. All states provide some Medicaid dental benefits for adults, but limit it only to certain segments of the population, like pregnant women and those who have intellectual disabilities. A traveling museum will be making its way through the county soon. This is the Sankofa Mobile Museum, and it recently launched. Officials say the interactive museum will be used as a tool to help teach county students about Prince George's history and social justice movements. CTV will have more on this story tomorrow. Stay right there. Sports with Simon Buggs is up next.
Hey everybody, I'm here at FedEx Field where the Washington Commanders will go up against the Chicago Bears tonight. I'll have more details on the exciting matchup in a bit. Stay right there.
As you age, you may have questions about finding transportation, healthy meals, or other services around your home and in your community. And the Elder Care Locator has the answers. Our caring advisors are ready to connect you with trustworthy local experts and the support you need to age well at home. Real people, real assistance, and real connections are just a phone call away with the Elder Care Locator. 1-800-677-1116.
Welcome back. Governor Wes Moore issues a proclamation designating October as Walktober. In recognition of the state's official exercise, walking, residents are invited to become soulmates by joining one of the strolls scheduled in your area, like upcoming events at Bladensburg Waterfront Park and Clearwater Nature Center.
It is an opportunity to raise awareness to the governor's for safety, for access and equity as it relates to people of all ages, whether it be walking or rolling. So that's what Walktober is about, to raise awareness and to showcase various initiatives throughout the state.
There will also be a webinar series focused on pedestrian safety, access, and health. It takes place on the 12th, 19th, and 26th from 10:30 a.m. to noon. For more information, visit mdot.maryland.gov. The fall season is upon us, and that means the return of our gardening segment, Grow With Us. Kevin Alsop of Nemus Gardens says it's time to harvest our vegetables, but it's also time to plant some cool weather vegetables. In the coming days, Alsop will update us on his giant sweet potato crop, as we all know we can plant and grow together.
What makes the fall so special? A lot of things. Well, fall is not just time to grow, but fall is a great harvest time. So it's like bringing out the old, taking out the old and bringing in the new. So it's a whole new, it's a new season of restoration. You know what I mean? It's a great time to, like I say, harvest, pickle, cures, like save for the summer. But at the same time, now you're going into a place where you can start growing your leafy greens and different vegetables to overwinter, stuff like that. So fall is exciting too.
We'll continue our discussion with Alsop tomorrow as he talks about unearths his sweet potatoes.
Okay, everyone, it's time for your Thursday sports page. We'll start with some NFL news. The Washington Commanders will take the field tonight against a conference opponent in the Chicago Bears. This is a short week for the Commanders as they just played this past Sunday against the Philadelphia Eagles. But even though it's a quick turnaround, Commanders quarterback Sam Howell says he and the team are excited to get back on the gridiron.
Especially after a loss, you know, the first thing that everyone wants to do is they want to get back on the field and kind of get this feeling out of their body. And I think everyone, you know, wants to go out there and try to get back on track. And so we're excited. We have a short week, so we can't really think about the Philly game too much just because we have so much preparation to do in a short amount of time to get ready for Thursday night. So yeah, I mean, I think it's good for us that we have this Thursday night game this week. So hopefully we can go out there and put our best foot forward and have a chance to win.
The game starts at 8:15. Moving on to college football, the Terps have been playing very well to start the season as they are 5-0 and are ranked second in the Big Ten standings. But their next one will be a challenging one to get as they play another undefeated team in Ohio State on Saturday. But despite the tough matchup ahead, quarterback Talia Tagovailoa says the team is looking forward to it.
Yes, sir. I mean, you know, this is another game on our schedule. Obviously, it's Ohio State. We're going to be in a great environment, and I think, you know, this is everything we asked for, you know. I think obviously they have a good team. We have a really good team, and I think every game means a lot to us, knowing our end goal is to, you know, win championship. Every game matters, and we take every game seriously, and we got to prepare, you know, the right way, prepare hard, and go out there and you know, do what we said we was going to do.
Kickoff is at noon. And that is your Thursday sports page. Simon Buggs, CTV Sports.
And that wraps up our newscast. Tune in tomorrow evening. Good night.